Hello friends, welcome to another session of Anand's Math Classroom. Today we will take a look at the percentage problems that involve consumer math. Like someone going to a restaurant and we calculate the total cost of the meal, or someone buying goods at a store and we computing the total cost of the goods, problems of that type. Please do watch this video fully, as I have given different types of problems that would probably come in the consumer math area. Let's actually take a look at the first problem that we have got. Let me read it out for you. Satish went to Mumbai for a business visit and took his friends out for lunch. Okay, a person named Satish goes to Mumbai for a business visit and he takes his friends out for lunch. The total cost of the meal was 2,500 rupees. So we what we infer is like when he treated his friends, the total cost of the meal came out to 2,500 rupees, and he paid a sales tax of 12%. And on the meal, he did actually pay a tax which was 12%, and he also decided to tip the waiter 10% of the cost of the meal. So he also tipped the waiter 10% of the cost of the meal. How much did he finally pay? Now let us actually take a look at the way to solve this problem. And as usual, let's underline the key pieces of information that is available in this problem. So there is a person named Satish who took his friends out for lunch, and the total cost of the meal was 2,500 rupees, and he paid a sales tax of 12%, and he tipped the waiter 10% of the cost of the meal. So how much did he pay? Now, remember math, friends, one thing that we have to remember is we'll actually have to write the steps out in detail that will give no chances of error occurring in the calculation. So let us see how to do this problem. So first step that we write is cost of the meal, which is equal to rupees 2,500. Let us actually call this as step 1. And step 2 is, or the second piece of information that we have from the problem is, he paid a sales tax of 12%. So now, out of 100%, if the meal had costed 100 rupees, he would have paid a sales tax of 12 rupees. So let me illustrate here. The meal had costed 100 rupees and he had paid a sales tax of 12 rupees. Now the meal had costed 2,500 rupees. We have to find out how much sales tax did he pay on the meal that costed 2,500 rupees. So let us actually calculate that, friends. Sales tax paid. This will be equal to, listen here, friends. If the meal had costed 100 rupees, he would have paid a sales tax of 12 rupees. Now, since the meal had costed 2,500 rupees, we'll have to calculate the sales tax that he has paid. Now, let me repeat it. If the meal had costed 100 rupees, he would have paid a sales tax of 12 rupees. And since the meal had costed 2,500 rupees, we'll have to calculate the amount of sales tax that he has paid. So when we actually calculate this, we cross out the zeros. 12 times 25 will give 300 rupees. Okay. This would be step number 2. And finally, we have to calculate the tip paid to waiter. Now, again, the same logic, friends. If the meal had costed 100 rupees, Satish would have paid a tip of 10 rupees. Out of the meal that costed 2,500 rupees, we have to find out the tip amount that he has paid. So, same logic, friends. Out of 100 rupees, if the meal had costed 100 rupees, he would have paid 10 rupees as a tip. Now, since the meal had costed 2,500 rupees, this is a tip amount that he has paid. 10 by 100 times 2,500. This yields 25 times 10 is 250 rupees. So this is step number 3. Now, to arrive at the total cost of the meal, we have to add these steps 1, 2 and 3. So let us write that, friends. Total cost of meal is equal to steps 1 plus 2 plus 3. Now, in step 1, we got the result as, step 1 was obvious. The meal had costed rupees 2,500. Step 2, we had calculated the sales tax as rupees 300. And in step 3, we had calculated the tip as 250 rupees. When we add all these 2500, 300, and 250 rupees, we get the answer as rupees 3050. So this is the total amount that Satish had paid for the bill finally. Friends, now actually let us look at solving another type of consumer math problem that involves percentages. So let me read out the problem for you. Sam goes to a popular shoe store in London. The store has bought a pair of shoes for £70. So this is the key point to note, friends. The store has bought the pair of shoes for £70. It is not the price at which the store is selling to the consumer, but it is the price at which the store has bought the shoes from the shoe company and has marked it up by 40%. When we say it is being marked up by 40%, what we mean that basically is the profit margin. So if an item was bought for $100 or £100, and when we say it has been marked up by 40%, it basically means that the item that was costing $100 or £100 will now be sold at $140 or £140. I'll explain when we do the problem. Sam also pays a sales tax of 9%. How much did he pay for the shoes in total? Let us now take a look at the way to solve the problem. And I've already highlighted and or underlined the key pieces of information that we need to solve this problem. So Sam is one, and the shoe company or the store has bought the pair of shoes for £70, and it has marked up by 40%. And the sale also attracts a sales tax of 9%. So how much did he pay for the shoes? And as I was telling the last problem, friends, it is very important that in the problems involving consumer math, you follow the systematic procedure of writing the steps, which will ensure that we do not go wrong at all when we compute the actual values in these consumer math problems. So let us write step 1. Step 1 would be the original price of the shoe. Which is given in this problem, which is £70. And it has been marked up by 40%. So friends, when we say that something has been marked up by 40%, it means that the price has been increased by 40%. So for example, if the price had been £100, it would have been sold for £140. That is what it basically means. It is the profit margin or the price increase by 40%. So if the item had costed £100 or $100, it would have been sold for £140 or $140. Now in this case, we have the price as £70. So we have to find out how much is the marked up price. So that is what we are going to do next. So let's actually call the original price of the shoes as step 1. Step 2 would be marked up price. Okay. Now here listen carefully, friends. If the price of the shoes were £100, it would have been sold for £140. This is the logic, friends. If the price of the shoe had been £100, it would have been sold for £140. That is what the marked up price means. Now we know that the price at which the shoe was bought was for £70. So we have to calculate what is the marked up price when the bought price was £70. So this will actually yield £98. So what this basically means is, to Sam, the store will be selling the shoes at a price of £98. Now let us actually mark this as step 2. Step 3 would be calculating the sales tax. So let's call it as sales tax paid. And here again, friends, if the price of the item was £100, the Sam would have paid a sales tax of 9%, okay, or which is 9 out of 100. He would have paid a sales tax of 9. Now here the sale price of the item is £98, so we have to find out how much of sales tax that he has paid on £98. And when you calculate this, this will yield £8.82. Let us actually call step 3. Now, how do we actually calculate the total cost that Sam had paid for the shoes in total? So, friends, basically what we have to do is we'll have to add the marked up price that Sam had paid for the shoes, and we'll also have to add the sales tax that he has paid. So, let us actually call the last step as total amount paid for the shoes. So, this will be step 2 plus step 3, which is equal to pound 98 plus pound 8.82. This will actually yield 106 pounds and 82 cents. So friends, this is the final amount that Sam had paid for the pair of shoes. And friends, like I've given plenty of these practice problems on my Instagram page. Please do check it out. Friends, in the previous problem, we saw a consumer math problem involving percentages that involved markup. Now, let us actually take a look at a similar type of problem, but the only difference is going to be this is a problem involving markdown. Let us see how we solve it. Ron goes to a popular retail store in New York. Due to low sales, the store decided to mark down the price of jeans by 20% from its original cost of $50. How much did Ron finally pay for the jeans if he also paid a sales tax of 10%? And as the rule goes, let's actually underline the key pieces of information that is available in this problem. So Ron is a person who goes to a retail store. Due to low sales, the store decided to mark down. So mark down is an important word. Mark down the price of jeans by 20% from its original cost of $50. How much did Ron finally pay for the jeans if he also paid a sales tax of 10%? And friends, as I've been telling, in the consumer math problem, it is very, very important that you write down the steps clearly so that you do not go wrong. So let's actually write down the steps. The first step that we are going to write is the original cost of the jeans. Original cost of jeans. This is equal to $50. Let's call it as step 1. Another piece of information that we have available on this problem is the price of the jeans was marked down by 20%. So friends, what does mark down mean? Whenever you mark down a product, you bring down the price. For example, in this case, it has been marked down by 20%. So what does it mean, friends? If the product costed $100 and it says it is marked down by 20%, it basically means that the product now sells for $80. Okay. If the original price of the product was $100, it is now being sold for $80 because it has been marked down by 20%. In this case, the price of jeans is $50 and we have to find out what is the price after the markdown. So let us see how we calculate that. So the second step that we are going to write is marked down cost of jeans. So friends, like as I've been explaining, if the original cost of the product is $100, it would now be sold for $80 because it has been marked down by 20%. Let me again repeat. If the original cost of the jeans or the product was $100, it will now be sold for $80 because it has been marked down by 20%. But we know the cost of the jeans is $50. So let's just find out what is the markdown cost of the jeans. So out of 100, if the product price is 100, it would be sold for 80, and if it is $50, it would be sold for $40. So the jeans is now sold for $40 after the markdown cost. Let us actually call it as step 2. And friends, another important thing to remember is sales tax is paid on the sale price. It is not paid on the cost price. So we will actually have to calculate the sales tax of 10% on the $40 because sales tax is paid on the sale price. So sales tax paid. Sales tax of out of $100, a sales tax of $10 is paid. It is given 10%, so which means that if the price had costed $100, a sales tax of $10 would have been paid. We know that the product was sold for $40. Let's see what is the sales tax for $40. It is $4. So Ron paid a sales tax of $4. Let's actually call it a step 3. Now, what is the total amount of money that Ron paid for the jeans? So total money paid in this case will be the amount that he pays for the jeans plus the sales tax, which is combination of steps 2 and 3, which is equal to $40 plus $4, which is equal to $44. So the amount that Ron paid for the jeans finally is $44 after computing the markdown cost and the sales tax. And friends, many of these problems are available on my Instagram page. Please do check it out. And please do share, like, and subscribe to my videos. I'll be making more of videos related to consumer math in future. Thank you.